putting together the 290 high-top rectangular 5-piece pub set. We're going to start with the table. So I have the table pieces that the instruction sheet will tell you are needed. We laid them out, 10 bolts, the 4 screws. You will need a medium-sized Phillips screwdriver. The supplied Allen key is with it. And what we'll do is we'll start with the legs. That is one of the longer rectangular square pieces. And you insert a bolt through the end. When you put your bolts in place, do not tighten them up immediately. Start them. You're going to come back around and tighten everything at the end. I'm going to take the Allen key and now just snug the 4 of them up. After the 2 cross pieces are in, which will be the top of the table, the single bar going across the center will be the bottom. We're going to put that in place. Again, just start the bolts. We'll snug them up and then come back in with the tool and tighten them. Now I'm going to take the Allen key. I'm not going to go very tight at first. I just want to snug everything down, get it all in place. Then what you could do is put it on its side. Once you have all the bolts snugged up, this is the framework of the table, and the tabletop will end up going on like that. But for ease of installation, what I recommend is putting it back down again. With the tabletop in place. And now it's time to square up the frame on the bottom of the tabletop. Using your Phillips and the self-tapping wood screws, you will have to use a little bit of force, pushing down to start the screw going in. I'm doing one corner, looking and making sure everything stayed even. Opposite corner. Start all 4 of them, but don't tighten them down. We have them all in. Now I'm going to tighten each one of them down. Don't over tighten to strip it. You'll feel when the screw hits the actual metal. All four of them are in place. And flip it back up. And now, good and flat, then you can come back around and with your Allen key, tighten up all 10 of your bolts. And that is a completed table. Now we'll put together one of the chairs of the 5-piece set. Again, I've got the pieces laid out. I'm going to start with the cross pieces. And again, the bolts, just like the table. Smaller and easier to work with the legs themselves, so I'll hold it upright this time. Starting the bolts by hand. We have the 8 bolts of the top section. Flip it over. This will be the bottom cross piece. I'm going to take the Allen key again. We'll snug everything down, but you're not tightening it up. All 10 bolts are now snug. And just like the table, we're going to take what will be the top portion, set it down like this. I'm lining up to get good spacing around the corners. And again, with the self-tapping screw and your Phillips into the holes and apply some pressure down on the screw until it starts self-tapping itself in there. Again, we're going to start them only. That way, if you bump things out of line, you can line it back up. Now all 4 are started. I'm going to snug them down. Don't over tighten to strip. Just till you see the screw hitting the metal. Chair top is in place. You can flip it over. Everything's even. Then we can go back around and tighten all your bolts.